You are welcome. It's time for What's Up and About, beautiful ladies and horror movie poster girl.
No, this is supposed to be a flower.
It's a flower.
Mary, he believes my intestines are made of flowers. That's a beautiful thing.
It's unique in any case. I've never seen it before.
Whatsoever.
I like that. It's a nice combination. You always glow.
Thank you.
Alrighty, that puts me in trouble at home, but let's get on with the show. Okay, so interesting story here. Did you guys hear of the 3 Nigerian kids, young guys, teenagers actually? They're getting extradited to the United States, Michigan to be precise. What did they do? It's a charge about sextortion. Apparently, what they've been doing is using social media accounts that can't be tracked to cajole people, teenagers mostly, into sending them nude pictures. Then they would use these nude pictures in turn to blackmail the individuals. This has been going on, but unfortunately for them, one of their victims committed suicide. So that got the American justice system interested, and they started an investigation that ended up in the thing they caught 2 of the culprits in Lagos, in the Ojo area of Lagos, and one of them in Nasarawa State after being on the run. Now it's very interesting that this is happening and that they're getting extradited to the United States, and we're wondering, this is where they're going to serve their time. If they might get about 30 years actually. I don't know what you think about the dynamics of this. I don't know. I have reservations about it. I don't know what you think.
You think?
Okay, for me I got your initial drift, talking about how, while you're extraditing people from Nigeria to America, isn't that a good thing?
Not necessarily a good thing, but...
No, I get you. Of course, what they did was terrible, and definitely there's no fun or games in all of that. But the truth of the issue is that why are things like this coming up? Why are young teenage boys, Nigerian young teenage boys, finding themselves in positions to do certain things? I know there are normal people that are just naturally predisposed to crime, but then again, if the country was literally a little bit more conducive, exactly, we won't have situations like this. The education, these guys are meant to be in school. Yeah. Literally thinking of how to make their life a better place. But then again, this is what they have to deal with and all of that. I'm not, it's not an excuse for them. But then again, extraditing them to the US, literally going there to do like 30 years. Now, let's talk about it. They're talking about free food, free electricity, and all of that. And then if it's 30 years and they do serve that time, you know, I'm talking about the immigration laws and policies of the United States. When they're released, does that count for them?
They'll be deported.
They would be deported.
They will be deported. And it's shameful.
Yeah.
I've always believed there is no excuse for crime. There's absolutely no excuse for it. Yes, the situation of the country is terrible enough. However, every little terrible thing that everyone does in their little corner contributes to the worsening of the situation of the country.
Thank you very much.
So when you think that, like you definitely see on social media, especially X, I was about to say Twitter, especially X, you see people saying, why are they criticizing these young boys? What about the, government officials who are doing worse? It's the normal response you get on social media. But the reality is this: karma catches up with everybody. You might not believe it, but that's the reality. Karma catches up with everybody. Those officials you think are getting away with it, go check out what their children are now, the ones that have done it in the past. Many of them amount to nothing, and that's just the reality. Now, back to what we are saying now. Those boys have ruined their own lives. Sometimes you think you get away with it. Some things are just mean. And the reality is, when you're being a predator over children, when you're preying over children, that is a problem. If you had preyed over adults, it could have been excused to an extent, though it's still wrong. But preying over children, getting them to send you nude photos, that's evil.
Their crimes aren't just extortion, it also has to do with child pornography as well.
Yes, child pornography is no joke,
especially
it's not a joke. In the US.
No.
Yes,
it's here in Nigeria that some things are swept under the carpet. You are going to face the charges, you will face the law. And the sad part is, when you come back to Nigeria, you're literally going to be starting your life over at 50 and 52 or thereabouts. It's not worth it. So why do you folks do this? Okay,
so there's that, right? And also my mind is going in this direction now. Getting someone to send you a nude is a thing of, as I said, no excuse, right? But then again, it's a two can play this game kind of situation. That's honestly the way I see it from, right? they are also teenage boys, right? Whoever they're extorting photos from are probably within their age range. We are thinking about the conversation or the communication that's going on between them that's actually making these people send them nudes. So there's that as well. So you yourself, literally, you have to think of what you're doing at every single time. Yeah. It's like gone are the times that it's just all fun and games. Do you understand? That under no circumstance should you literally be sending nudes to another person, considering the world that we're in, technology and all of that. So you also need to be smart in that regard. Yes, what they did was wrong, but then again, the other parties also had a hand in this and literally had a part to play in this as well. So yeah.
I don't know. If we were to come from the family angle, do you have any inputs there? Because my input is from a very social, and I want to reserve that for a bit. But regarding what responsibilities parents have over their kids when it comes to these kinds of conversations that happen in spaces that parents are not often privy to.
So you see this issue of parenting. I know it's not popular opinion, but I'm not the type to blame parents for how their children turn out. I'm sorry. Because even there's a Yoruba saying about how your parents can raise you right, but you also have to raise yourself right. There are people who were born to excellent parents who turned out horrible. And there are people who were born to really terrible parents who turned out excellent. So I always struggle to marry that, parental responsibility. Yes, as a parent, you should do your best in raising your child. But it's also your responsibility as a child to give yourself, proper training. That's why you see a mother or a father with 4 children, and 2 of them, no matter what the parents did, the flogging, everything that they gave all of them, 2 of them might not turn out right. Doesn't mean the parents have failed. They did try. It's the same way you train A, you train
still
B.
A moot
so whose fault is it that C and D decided to turn up bad?
Yeah, because you're talking too much. You're vibrating too much.
As much as I understand what Mary is saying, Mazino, now, you have a daughter, right?
Yes.
Who I believe has a phone.
No, a very restricted phone.
Exactly. So now let's talk about those restrictions, because to an extent, parents have that responsibility to take care to actually restrict certain things. When it comes to TV,
I'll tell you something, with my daughter, especially with the very small allowance or liberty that we give her regarding her tab, not a phone. Her tab has got my wife's SIM in it. So if you were even going to call, you'd be calling my wife, not her. It's restricted. There's lock and key on certain apps, and there are not many apps on it. Just maybe YouTube and the rest for her piano lessons and all. However, before she views anything, she knows to ask. She must, no matter where, even if it's a PG, what's it called, on Netflix or any streaming service. Can I see this?
I love your holistic.
Because even that. Those measures put in place by these streaming services these are for kids.
It's not enough.
If you know what we've seen with...
You are parenting, but guess what?
What?
When you are not there, what happens?
I understand.
That's what I'm saying about you as a child.
This is why...
Making sure you train yourself.
The thing is this,
many of us heard bad songs.
Yeah, will fall again, no?
Many of us, we heard bad songs that our parents never played at home. Where?
True.
Was it
friends,
inside the house where we
had the Walkman, those MP3 players and everything.
Exactly. True. But if your parents tell you, they train you, and then you tell yourself, I will not listen to it, even though they are not there. It's a different thing. That's you training yourself.
On the same page, you know.
Yes, we're actually on the same page. The truth is, the parents literally set the guidelines. It's now left to the kids to still abide by the guidelines.
Exactly.
Yes, but then again, Mary, what you're saying can also be passed off as, okay, you know what, parents, no matter what you do, your kids
they'll turn how they'll turn.
So my point is that, no, parents have to set the guidelines. Yeah. So at least she knows, no matter what, so even if she's somewhere and someone tells her to watch this, her automatic thinking will be like, oh, will my parents want me to watch this?
Yeah.
Do you understand?
That will happen eventually. Especially the older they get, the more exposed they get, people they mix with. That will happen. But as a parent, you would have done your own.
Your own, exactly.
And that's what's very important.
That's why I said that as a parent, you can only try your best. But really, it is left to you as a child to not do certain things, because your parents will not always be there.
True.
You might be a good child till you finish secondary school, then you get to university and then you call it freedom.
In conclusion, I just wanted to say it's unfortunate that Nigeria has to always come up in these instances, especially when it comes to extortion, use of social media, or some kind of intelligence to extort money from, exploit people. I find it very disturbing, and I'm hoping that it doesn't become a meme all over again, or a theme for Nigerians like the Nigerian prince that we've been hearing for the past 30 years. I think it's enough. We can't continue that way. So I would say parents, please bring up your kids
in the way
best
that
way
they should
possible.
grow.
Yeah.
But when they grow up, they will not depart from it.
And listen,
Bible
it's
girl.
never cool to send news. However, if this happens to you, report to your parents. Don't take any action. They can fight for you through the law and through other means.
Exactly.
Okay?
Exactly.
The world has revolved. There are some things that you can, in quotes, get away with now.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes, it's still shameful, but
You're hearing.
you know,
Let's go.
make it great, Jerry.